Good morning. Let's get the music going here. All right. Happy Monday, peoples. Happy Monday. All right. I got to put on one of my comfort things when I work now has become listening to MSNBC, which means I've officially reached peak adulthood. Um, Whenever you're putting on, is it MSNBC or CNBC? Whatever one's the financial channel that follows the markets. I put that on in the background while I work. Let's see. I tell you what, I don't know if anybody here is a fan of baseball, but it feels good to have baseball back. There's some crazy stuff going on this season too. Yankees dropped 15 home runs in 3 games. Aaron Judge, I think, has hit 5 home runs or something already. Yeah, CNBC. Always put on CNBC while I work. Looks like the market is still in bad shape. So today is not the day. This is not the time to go and look at your portfolio. Don't look at your retirements. This is not the time. Or if you do go and look at your, this is this is not the time to pull up your stock app and check your portfolio. And if you do, you definitely want to make sure you click on the all tab and not the 1 day tab, so that you keep the long term in mind. All right. I streamed last night for like 2 hours. I didn't accomplish a whole lot. I wasn't extremely productive, but that's a long stream for me. Hey, Network Bib, how are you? Oh, today there's a developer conference that happens every year in Kansas City. It's called Kansas City Developer Conference, if you can believe it. And I need to get my tickets for it because right now there's early bird pricing. I went last year and had a really good time. They haven't even announced the speakers yet, but I'm gonna sell. I'm just gonna sell out and buy. Network Bib, what are you doing? I'm working, Network Bib. I'm hanging out on stream and working. This is like office hours is like a co-working space. That's the kind of vibes of the stream. It's like we're all set up at the coffee shop. We're listening to some chill music, and we're trying to be productive and chatting occasionally. I'm good. Yeah, man. No complaints. Woke up this morning. I'm healthy. My wife's healthy. My kids are healthy. It's all icing on the cake after that, man. Could be so much worse in so many ways. Excuse me. I don't mean to burp into the mic. Sometimes it just happens. Let's see. All right, I have a hot topic. I think if you're gonna build stuff on the web, I know a lot of people say like you need to learn JavaScript, but I'd honestly argue you could really set yourself apart in the front end and particularly the web development world if you're like a CSS wizard. You know, like I feel like people who know CSS, yeah, I mean they're just magical. They're like Gandalf, you know. And for so many people, CSS is this like black box where they just kind of try different properties until it looks the way they think it should look, but they have no idea why it worked the way they did it. So I feel like CSS is kind of the underrated skill for a web dev. Network bib. My package arrived and works. I didn't get a power cable. Hold on. You said my package arrived and it works, but it also didn't get a power. So does that mean it doesn't work because you don't have a power cable? That seems the opposite of working. That sucks, man. I'm sorry about that. It's very frustrating when stuff like that happens. See, it works and tested it because I had the same cable lying. Well, network bib, then it's no big deal, right? You don't even need a power cable if you already got one. Well, that's great, dude. Onward. Push your nanobots forward. It is underpowered right now. I need a 35-volt cable, and I use a 12-volt cable. Oh yeah. Well, then you do need a different power cable. You wouldn't want your nanobots to be underpowered. Underpowered nanobots do not sound fun. Let's see. What am I trying to do here? Hey, what's up, Stefan? How are you? Good to see you, man. Hope you had a good weekend. 12 volt is for now good enough, I think. It is a transformer for AC to DC power. Nice. Yeah, I'm Network Bib. I'm so inept at all the electrical engineering hardware stuff, so I'm going to take your word for it. It probably would be fun to do some sort of hardware project. Okay, so let's open this in a private window. Stefan, yes, I've been to Crawl. Hold on, let me put this into Google and see if I can figure out how to say this without completely butchering it. Kralevo. Kralevo. Huh. Yeah, that you had to go there because of the protesters, right, Stefan? That was what you had to do. Kajani Adventures. Oh man, it's been a minute, dude. Thanks for coming back to the stream. Appreciate you, dude. Hope you've been good. It's been a minute. How's where was it? Were you from Finland? Yeah, I think you were from Finland, right? Man, it'd been a minute. Stefan said, nope, not even close. God damn it. I'm sorry, I'm not Serbian. Let's see, Network Bib says, my next project is going to be the Baymax on human size scale. That sounds awesome, Network Bib. If you can build me a Baymax, I will happily purchase one from you. You got to get through your nanobots first, though, bro. You got to, one project at a time, you know?
Kraljevo. Kraljevo.
Okay. Yeah, I was completely off. Thanks for sending that, Stefan. I was completely off at pronouncing that. I mean, what are you gonna do though? Okay, I'm an American. We suck at speaking more than one language. um, let's see. Now I always have that as a start a project and forget about it and go to the next one. Okay. Well, that does not seem like a good habit to develop, Network Bib. I mentioned last night that like that's one rule I have is like if I start a project, I finish it or I at least get it to what I had originally deemed as like okay, this is feature complete for what I had in mind. Because like a project being finished, right? That's kind of open, up in the air for interpretation. Like when is a project finished? But yeah, I don't know. I don't think I think it's a bad habit to get in the habit of starting something and not finishing it. Unibinder. Hi, Steven. What's up? How are you? I've never actually, I think, seen you in my chat before, so thanks for visiting. Stefan, have you checked out my weather app? I have looked at your repo. I have not pulled it down and run it locally. Your Go code looks good. Your React code looks good. Yeah, React code looks good. I mean, if it's anything, I mean, the card that you sent me in Discord, like the UI you showed me, was awesome. So, yeah, killer, man. Artwork Studios. Hey, what's up, Artwork Studios? Long time no see. I'm just kidding. Artwork Studios was here last night in the 2-hour-long stream. It was kind of a marathon stream for me. I can't imagine people who stream for like 8 hours a day. That's crazy. Pablo. Hey, Pablo. What's up, man? How are you? We're all back at it again, huh? Appreciate you guys. Unibinder. Guess what? I started learning coding. Oh, that's awesome, man. Where did you start? Or what have you started with? That's awesome, dude. Artwork Studios. To me, it was this morning. Yeah, that's the time zones fuck me up, man. I don't know. It's hard to remember that everyone's in all these different time zones. Pablo, yeah, saw you a couple hours ago. Yeah, I streamed and then got off, watched some Netflix, went to bed, woke up. Artwork Studios. I shouldn't be awake right now. Yeah, then go to sleep, man. Sleep. I mean, as much as I hate sleep, I will never not admit that sleep is very important. All the scientific literature seems to point to the fact that if you want to live a healthy and long life, you probably need to prioritize sleep, which doesn't bode well for me. Pablo says, yeah, doing a report for uni, should be working, but priorities. Yeah, man, uni comes first, dude. I mean, that's one of those things that you invest so much time and money into university, you definitely don't want to fuck it up. And you don't want to have to repeat classes, because that's just more money, right? So, what's up today? Nothing really, just working. It's Monday, so the work week's getting started. I'm wrapping up a task that was kind of left over from basically I was doing something on Friday. I got it to pretty close, like I was 90% of the way there, and so I just need to finish that task today. I love the 888 rule. Sleep for 8 hours, work for 8 hours, have 8 hours for yourself. Yeah, that's yeah, Stefan, that's like perfection. My problem is I'm pretty disciplined. I'm pretty good about the working for 8 hours, although I haven't always been that way in my career. Sometimes I've let work eat up a lot of time, which I mean, part of that was my choice, right? Like if you want to get ahead and you want to advance, sometimes you have to go above and beyond, right? That's just the nature of the beast. The part that I screw up is I try to do too much work on my own stuff. I try to have too many hobbies, right? I want to work out, I want to read, I want to write code, I want to do all these things, and then sleep ends up getting shafted. Network bib. Have a good meal, man. Come back and tell us what you ate. Stefan, unfortunately, my trip was more of a chore. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Toad Sage, what's up, man? Long time no see. That should be the 888 rule. 888. Technically mine too, but I extended it to make it fun. Fair enough, fair enough. Stefan, my new shoes should be arriving tomorrow. Super hyped. Ah, nice. It's always fun when you have a package on the way. Something to look forward to. Oh. Yeah, it's easy. It's easy to mix up Stefan and Steven. The first 3 letters there will get you. Toadset says, we have met at morning stream, man. What were you talking about? Yeah, I don't know. I guess I just... Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure, Toadsage, what I was talking about. It's hard to keep track of the conversations and the chat. The multiple Unibinder. Started learning JS and TS, watching @NetNinja videos and doing a project. I heard it's a good way to learn by doing. Agreed, Unibinder. You should. I agree. Build stuff. That is like, no matter what you do, inevitably it comes down to that. So the sooner you start trying to build stuff, the better off you'll be, I think. And awesome to hear you're learning JavaScript and TypeScript. I think those are the great first language. I think JavaScript's a great first language, and then when you feel comfortable with that, why not add TypeScript on top of that? So that's awesome, man. I wish you all the luck. If you just do, I mean, the thing is, if you just do a little bit each day, you'll learn it. I mean, it's one of those things that it just takes time on, fingers on keyboard, right? And you'll learn it. Artwork Studios. Okay, bye. See you, Artwork Studios. Seriously, man, Steven. Goldfish memory. Well, it's just, a lot going on, Okay, guys, enjoy the late stream. I'm going. See you, Toad Sage. Have a good day, man. Java. There's nothing wrong. I mean, I've never written any Java, so it's difficult for me. If you want an easy job, Java is the way to go. You think, Stefan? I mean, I don't know. I feel like the right programming language for a job is highly like industry and job specific. It seems like, right? Like I see a lot of Java and a lot of .NET here in Kansas City, but I think if you were to go look at jobs in other places, I don't think that would be the same thing. Unibinder, thank you guys. Let's see. Stefan asks you, do your coworkers watch your stream? I doubt they even know I stream. I don't really talk about any of that stuff at work, so I doubt they know, because they probably don't care. You know, it's one of those things that's like, you know, I'm a kind of a realist that way. It's like I think most people just don't give a shit. So I don't spend a lot of time or energy like self-promoting. I'm sure one of these days, like, somebody will see one of my YouTube shorts or something, and they'll be like, "Oh my gosh, that's Steven," you know, and then I'll hear about it that way. But nah, no one's ever mentioned it before. Stefan, most of the world uses Java for web. Yeah, I don't know what the market share is. I don't know if I'd say Java's most of the world. Would you? Let's look. I'm gonna Google this. Let's see. Java versus .NET. I would think Node or JavaScript on the server would have a bigger market share. According to Google's AI overview, Java generally holds a larger share than .NET. So, Stefan, you are correct. Let's see. It says Java claims a market share of 30.55%. I don't know. It just seems like most of the Java market share is 15%, just under Python. Interesting. Python's up there too. That's interesting. Well, I guess I need to learn some Java then, huh, Stefan? We've talked about doing that, haven't we? So, I guess learning Go was the wrong choice. Oh, this is the wrong. Okay, cool. So, I think that means all my tests have passed. It's a good feeling. Let's see, complete. And then all right, here we go. Passed, boom, done. That always feels good when you complete a task, huh? A little bit of dopamine floods into the brain. I think that's why I like to-do lists, right? You get a little bit of dopamine every time you check that box. Oh my gosh, I missed a bunch of messages. Well, you practically know it already. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'd have to try to like, maybe that would be a good way to learn it, is to try to rebuild something I've built in C# in Java. Most people use Python in my region, and Go is the future. Interesting. Okay, Python's big in Serbia. Sogo, what's up, Sogo? Mahal Kita? I don't know what that is, Sogo. Shadow Knight. That means I love you, I guess. Oh, interesting. Well, that was nice of Sogo. I'm going to Google that because I actually don't know what it means. Yeah, it means I love you. Nice, Sogo. That's so kind of you, man. Appreciate you. Stefan, I didn't say that. Shadow Knight did. Most people here use Java or C. Oh, Shadow Knight said most people use Python in my region. Yes. And Shadow Knight, where are you at? Are you in... You're in Hong Kong, aren't you, Shadow Knight? So Python, interesting, in Hong Kong. And then Stefan said most use Java or C, depending on the task. Yeah, I would think C and C++ and stuff is pretty big if you're like in the hardware world, or you're doing like embedded systems. Like I could be totally wrong, but I would be very surprised if to meet anybody who's building like backends for websites that are in C or C++. I mean, I'm sure there are people out there doing it, but I just think, like, if your goal, I think if your aim is to get a job, you should be hyper focused on developing whatever skill set that job wants. That, you know what I mean? Like, if that's your end goal, like, I'm learning programming so I can change careers, or I'm learning programming so that I can get XY job. Like, you should be hyper focused on like what companies you want to work at, what is the skills they require, and then hyper focus on acquiring those skills. Steven, let's both learn PHP 30-day challenge. Get a fully finished project in PHP only. Oh man. I don't know. I don't know, man. I mean, it sounds like fun. It's just I already have like way too many side projects at the moment. I hate to pile another one on there. Shadow Knight, yeah, I'm in Hong Kong. Yeah, I do try to remember you guys that come back to revisit streams. I try to remember prior conversations I've had with you guys. Sometimes I screw it up, but it's nice to have familiar faces on stream. Also, I wrote a blog post this morning. I was having some very strong feelings about the term AI agents, and so I wrote a blog post this morning. I don't know, not really railing against it, just kind of like, I just think the whole term of like an agent is like marketing hype. Like an agent in the AI world is basically a prompt paired with some tools that the LLM can generate inputs for. Like that's what an agent is, and I feel like people are making it way too big of a deal. Stefan, well, just make sure it's not a side project. Make it a main project. Stefan, my new shoes are arriving tomorrow. Super hyped. Yeah, I can tell you're super hyped because now you've told chat about that twice. Finally gonna wear ripped shoes anymore. Yeah, I actually both of my. It's funny you say that, Stefan. Both pairs of my shoes have holes in the bottom of them from walking, because I like to go on like long walks every day. They all have holes on the bottom of them. My wife's like, why don't you just buy a new pair of shoes? And I'm like, I don't want to spend $50 or $100. Maybe I'll go to Walmart and just buy like a cheap $10 pair of slip-ons or something. So let's go Lakers. I'm a Lakers fan too. Oh, multiple Lakers fan. Nice. Lakers. Someone is spamming the emoji reactions right now. Let's see. Is there something going on with the Lakers? Like, are they just playing well or something? They're 48-30, which is not particularly good. I think Oklahoma City Thunder, that's kind of the team I follow because they're closest to me. They're like 64-14 or something like that. But I think they lost the Lakers last night, didn't they? I think it was last night. Luka Doncic's been playing out of his mind since he got there. It's pretty crazy. Stefan, yeah, I got these for $80. They are Serbian production, handmade leather sneaker shoes. Oh, cool, man. Yeah, send a pic in Discord when they get there, man. The thing I'm excited for to arrive, I have a package out there on the way here. So I bought some. So whenever you wear over-the-ear headphones like this, it leaves like a dent in your hair, which like sometimes is okay and is not a problem. But it kind of bothers me. So I ordered some earbuds, some like nice HyperX earbuds. Those are supposed to come today. And so I'm looking forward to that. Sogo says, double tap the screen and Steven gets an electric shock. Disoriented. Hello, Disoriented. Good to see you again. Shadow Knight. It's always 2 a.m. here when you are streaming, so I can't really watch this every day. I get it, man. I get it. We're on opposite ends of the world, so I totally get the time conflict, man. So don't even worry about it. Oh, nice. Yeah, Stefan, you should put the pic in the Discord, man. I'd love to check them out. The thing is, I like nice shoes. I like nice clothes. The problem is I don't like paying for them. So at some point in my life, I'll probably spend a lot more money on clothes than shoes. But at this point in my life, not so good. Shadow Knight. Lakers give Thunder the biggest loss this season. Yeah, they lost by like 30 points or something. But yeah, the Thunder have been on they're 64-14. I mean, you can't really it's hard to beat a record that good in the NBA. Pablo, I don't even know what the Lakers are. Yeah, it's a basketball team. What's the big sport, Pablo, in Argentina? Is it soccer? I don't think I've ever told you this, Pablo. I don't think I've ever told you this. So Argentina, that's South America. My mom's family is from Honduras in Central America. So soccer's kind of been a big thing for that side of the family. Although I think my mom was heartbroken when both me and my brother decided not to play soccer growing up, but Sogo, what headphones are they? They're like $40 HyperX earbuds. So if you go to Amazon and just search for HyperX earbuds, they're like $40 headphones. So not real expensive, but I've had a lot of HyperX headsets and I really liked them. So I was like, I'm gonna try their earbuds. Isolate Minds. Do you drink coffee? Do I drink coffee? Yes, I do. Isolate Minds. What about you? Do you drink coffee? I love coffee. It's my favorite drink. Pablo, I mean, with Messi and Maradona, definitely soccer. Yeah, totally get it. Denver Nuggets have Joe Kick. Oh my goodness, Joe Kick. Joe, is that how you say it? Joe Kick. Joe. I'm sure. There's the right Serbian way to say it, and I'm not saying it correctly. But yeah, that dude's a monster. Steve Kerr was on SportsCenter. I saw an interview with Steve Kerr who was saying, he played against Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and he was saying that he thought, was he playing it? Yeah, I think he was saying Steve Kerr, Joe Kick, better than, was it Kareem? Yeah, he was saying he thought he was better than Kareem. He basically said he's the best center that he's ever seen, and he played against both Kareem and he played against Shaquille O'Neal, which I think is saying something. I mean, what center scores 60 points in a game? I mean, that's unbelievable. It's because he's Serbian. Sogo, Americans usually have drip coffee or something. Yeah, so the majority of Americans they brew their coffee in like a percolator or drip. That's the vast majority of Americans make their coffee that way. I recently, like 2 or 3 years ago, I bought my first espresso machine, and I've kind of become obsessed with espresso. Brewed coffee almost isn't strong enough now for me. Like the flavor, like it's not bitter enough. It's not dark enough. My favorite way to make brewed coffee, though, my favorite way to make drip coffee is I basically do a 2-step process. I make a French press, and then I once after the French press is done brewing, I pour that through a pour over, because I love how dark and rich a French press is, but I don't like the mouthfeel of the French press because it has a lot of particulates in it usually, because I mean it's sat there with the coffee beans. So then I pour it through another filter to make the mouthfeel a little cleaner. Sogo, do you find Adderall helps with coding? I'm not on Adderall. I've never taken Adderall, so I can't answer that question. Disoriented. Random question. If you had to travel and get a laptop for work, would you prioritize the GPU over good battery life? No. If you're in my case, if the laptop's for work, like battery life all the way. The only reason you'd prioritize a GPU is if you were wanting to do a lot of gaming while you're moving around. It's not really my thing. I guess you might also prioritize the GPU if you're doing like ML or AI related things. But even then, if you're doing AI or ML related things, you probably don't need a beefy GPU in your laptop. You probably need a beefy GPU in like a server that you can SSH into to do things on, or maybe you just use a VPS, right, that you can access from your laptop. But yeah, I would definitely pick battery life. Pablo, I wish I had Adderall. ADHD, and more specifically, executive dysfunction is hell when coding. Yeah, I remember we talked about ADHD a little bit, didn't we? Oh, sorry, I missed the shoes. Oh man, the shoes look very clean. I like it. Did you get Stefan? Did you ever buy that watch that you were thinking of buying? Nice, dude. Well, you got that to look forward to too now. Shoes and a new watch. Although it's real hard to find, like, it's hard to find a PC, I feel like, that has a good battery life, in my opinion. I mean, compared to like a MacBook Air, the battery life on those MacBooks are just unfucking believable. I've yet to have the last MacBook I had was a MacBook Pro. I bought it in like 2018, and I have 3 or 4 PC laptops that I've bought since then, and none of their battery lives have a similar experience to having a MacBook. Yeah. Yeah, MacBooks are known for. Yeah, I mean they're killer. I had a MacBook. I saw the first laptop I ever had. I was 18. My dad, growing up, my dad works in IT or did work in IT. He was actually the IT guy at our high school. He started there in like '99, but by the time I was like a high schooler, he was still working there, which was kind of cool. Um, and also not kind of cool because then he knew everything that was going on at school and knew all the teachers and stuff. It's like a double-edged sword when your parent works at the school. But he got me he got me a MacBook when I graduated high school to go to college with, and he did the whole like dual boot, so I could boot it up into Windows or boot it up into iOS. And I had that, so I had that MacBook. Then the next computer I bought was a MacBook Air. And then the next computer I bought after that was a MacBook Pro. And then I got married, and then I had kids, and now I can't afford to spend that much money on a laptop anymore. I've been relegated to buy PCs. Like I guess it's not so much that I can't afford a MacBook; it's the dollar value. Like for the amount of money I'm gonna spend, I can get 8 gigabytes of RAM and 256 gigabyte SSD, but I can't. But if I go and spend that equivalent amount of money in the PC world, it goes a lot further. Pablo, I haven't had a laptop or I haven't had any computer with the M chips in it, but I would love to have one. Love to try it. Maybe one of these days. It's just hard. It's hard to justify it, It's just so expensive. Maybe I've seen some good deals at Best Buy on like M2 MacBooks. So maybe that would be a good way to get back into the Apple world. MD, hey, how are you? I just started learning Python from YouTube. Please guide me. That's hard, man. I mean, I'm not. So the way I learned Python was I wanted to build an SDK for an API, and so I built it in Python, and that's how I went about learning Python. And so at this point, I basically learned Python. I learn more Python as I need to write more Python. Is kind of where I'm at. So it's difficult for me to give you recommendations on that. From what I've heard, this isn't free, but what I've heard is boot.dev is a really good program. I have a friend, he used to be a coworker. He left the company, is working someplace else now, but he was telling me he was going through boot.dev and he thought it was awesome. So if you're into RPG, kind of game-like experiences and you want to learn Python, boot.dev might be interesting. It's kind of pricey. I think it's like $50 a month or something like that, maybe. Hold on, let me look. I'll look it up right now. But that might be a good place if you're looking for something that's more structured, like a curriculum you could follow, MD. I mean, I'm sure you can learn it all off YouTube. I'm sure there's free resources out there. But difficult for me to guide you because that wasn't really my path, Most Windows laptops just have more raw power. Yeah, exactly, disoriented. That's where I'm at in life. I'm at this place in life where like I have kids, I have a wife, we have long-term financial goals, and when I start thinking about like, okay, I really I want to have a nice computer, and I want to get the most bang for my buck, and right now it seems like that is most offered in the Windows world. I'm sure people could argue that, but that's my you know. Stefan, imagine me having to learn Python for the 30th time in faculty. Pablo, and I'm not an Apple fan, by the way. I daily Ubuntu on a desktop. Yeah, I remember you telling us, Pablo, that you're a Linux guy. I mean, I'm a big Apple fan. Like the fact that I don't buy their laptops has no reflection of like my opinion of them. I think their products are wonderful. I have an iPhone, I have an iPad. I'm just a value buyer at this point when it comes to laptops. Disoriented. Yeah, I think disoriented. I think disoriented. That's where it's like. I think it's hard to it's hard to have that argument. I mean that's where the conclusion I've come to is just for the dollar value. It seems like you get more on the Windows or the PC side than you get on the Mac side. But I'll bet if you were willing to pay the money, the Mac experience probably would be pretty great. And from what I hear. Yeah, MD, it looks like boot.dev is $50 a month. So you're going to spend, or you can pay yearly and you get it down to $29 a month. But you're going to spend some money to learn, but maybe it's worth it. Looks like you learn how to code in Python. Looks like they teach you some Linux stuff. You build a book bot. I would actually like to do this course now that I'm looking at what they teach you. It looks like they also teach you Go as a part of the curriculum. But I understand $50 a month is quite a lot. Legend said there's a post in the Discord of some really ugly shoes that apparently it's legend that I code in these. I do not code in shoes that look like that. I'm usually barefoot most of the time. Unless I'm out walking, I'm probably barefoot. Stefan, I'm not spending a dime on phones anymore. Yeah, I feel you there. I feel you there, Stefan. Stefan, I think I'm more dad than you, Steven. When this phone dies in like 5 years, I swear I'll just get anything I can for free. Yeah, I feel you, man. I feel you. All my Windows laptops had their batteries die after a year or two. Yeah, so Pablo, I will say I think that's where this conversation originally started, right? About Windows versus Mac. The battery life on the Windows PCs are just not great. They're not great. Even the one laptop I had that I've really liked, I have an Asus ZenBook, which I really, really enjoy. It doesn't have a GPU or anything. It's purely kind of a productivity type of machine. But yeah, the battery life now, I feel like I'm plugging it in all the time. Like 30 minutes of work, an hour of work, and I'm having to get the charger out. But these days now the world has become so cognizant of the need for chargers that really it's not really a big deal, right? Like you can almost always access some outlet when you need to. Like it's seconds on a clock. Yeah, this laptop that I stream on, the Zephyrus G14. Yeah, it's pretty much useless if you don't have a charger. If you don't have your charger. Pablo. Also, the last MacBook Air M4, 16 gigabytes of RAM, 256 gigabyte disk is 1,000. Yeah. Yeah, but $1,000, you know, for 16 gigabytes of RAM and only 256 disk. Like I want at least 2 terabytes of space, right? And then all of a sudden now, if you bump that M4 up, if you go to 2 terabytes of space, now you're looking at a $1,500 laptop. You know, it's just it's the amount of money you have to spend to upgrade those machines is crazy. 72 watt hour battery for my T480 is working wonders. I don't know what a T480 is. Let me look. Oh, it's a ThinkPad. I think I probably have had this ThinkPad. My first job out of college. Well, my first job out of college working at like a big corporate place when I was doing the food scientist job. That's what my first laptop was a ThinkPad. I don't know if it was a T480, but it was a ThinkPad. It may have been a T480 because the dock that is showing right now for this laptop looks exactly like the dock I had. ThinkPads are great machines, man. Good to hear that you've had good luck on the battery life, though. That's awesome. So go bring a portable generator with you. And the can of diesel. Azim, what's up, brother? Hello, Azim. How are you doing? Jas Kirat. Yo, bro, you remember me? I think I do remember you. Your name looks semi-familiar. You haven't been here very much, though, if you've been here before, so 16 gigabytes on a Mac feels like almost twice on a PC. That's interesting that you say that, Pablo, because that's all the reviews. People say that because of, I guess, because of the chip architecture, right? It's not really, you can't really do an apples to apples comparison, right? Because the chip architecture is different. Azim, I own a ThinkPad. These things work like a charm. Nice. Yeah, that's what Stefan was saying. Stefan, somebody asked about, like, what should they prioritize? I think it was Disoriented asking about, like, you know, what would you prioritize, battery life or GPU? And Stefan said, just buy a T480 and upgrade the hell out of it. Yeah, also optimizations on MacBook apps, no idea. Yeah, so it's like it's difficult to compare that. I totally understand, especially in this new world where they're using the M chips instead of the Intel based stuff. But I will eventually. I think for me, what I'm gonna do is to enter the Apple world again. I think I'm gonna buy a Mac Mini, and I think I'm gonna use that for my desktop setup. Because I have enough laptops. I really don't need another laptop. But I would like to have an iOS machine. Or not an iOS. A Mac OS machine. And so I think I might buy one of the Mac Minis. Because they're not terribly expensive, right? You can get in at, you know, $600 or $700. Yeah, I feel you, Pablo. Yeah. You make very good points. Very valid points. Well, guys, that brings me to an hour. Stefan says, if you have the money, definitely get Apple products. If you are sane, don't. Yeah, and honestly, Stefan, to be completely honest, yes. If money was no object, all my stuff would be Mac products. But because money is a consideration, they're not, and they haven't been for, oh man, I guess we're coming up on almost 8 years now when I bought my last Mac laptop. Not saying haven't been in a while. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna head off for the day. I'll be back later this afternoon to work on, I don't know, maybe learn some more Go. So I can build something actually meaningful in it. But I hope you guys have a good rest of your what is it, Monday? It might be Tuesday for you already, but I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. All right.